Welcome to Point to Rise, your podcast that gives you permission to dream big, take messy action, and turn your talent into profit while turning your back on perfection. My name is Suzanne Purcell, high performance and mindset coach, former international ballerina, profitable entrepreneur, and founder of Point to Rise, a movement designed to empower dancers. It is my mission to use my own story as an inspiration for today's generation of dancers. And now sit back, stretch, warm up, or sip your coffee and love learning how much it matters to point at yourself first to rise to all that you are capable of. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Point to Rise podcast. Today I am flying solo. Yes, you heard that right. Christy is in Costa Rica learning more about herself and how to run proper retreats. So it's me today. So let me first start off how we always start off these conversations. How was my week? It was amazing. Can I just say that? Amazing because I've learned so much. Amazing because I got over myself. Amazing because it feels like I went through somewhat of my glass ceiling. It melted a wee bit, and it feels really freaking amazing. So, with that said, today's episode is, and I'm going to title it Future Proofing the Arts. Okay, so let me go back and tell you why I want to talk to you about this today. My husband and I actually this morning had a conversation around, where the arts are. We were talking about the louder and louder and louder becoming the voices of people talking about the undeniable economical reset that we're going to see here either this year or next year, because we keep printing money, we keep infusing it into the economy, we keep producing, and well, which is a good cocktail for something like in 2008 to happen, or in 1929, or if you look at history, it potentially can repeat itself. I mean, let's take Denmark. They're actually paying people right now on taking out mortgages. Yeah, you heard that right. They are giving a minus 0.05% interest, meaning you're actually earning money on taking out money. And that can't last forever. So we are in this bubble that is about to burst. And not saying this with wanting to frighten you or wanting to put you in circumstances that won't let you sleep, but let's look at reality here. If we're looking at another reset, and we will experience that, that's for sure, and it won't be a nice one or an easy one or something that will go away within a day or two. What about ballet? What about the arts? Look at 2001, let's look at 2008. What happened? How many companies actually had to close their doors? How many companies had to lay off people? What did that look like? And have you learned from that? Have you adjusted? Do you have somewhat of a backup plan for that to happen, or when that happens again? And if so, I would love to know what that looks like, because let's be honest, the arts are not on the top of everybody's mind when we're in situations like that. The arts are the ones that, most likely get the crumbs every time. And then we have even more people, companies fighting for the grants that will also be, held back, and it will be harder to get them. So what is the backup plan? And my husband actually asked me, so what would you have done? What is it that you would be doing right now? And this was my answer from my personal perspective, from where I'm standing right now with my business experience and with my coaching experience. And here's what I said. Okay, so I would be turning to my board of directors and say, hey, who here has experiences in marketing, or who here has connections to the big people in the industry that we can go and ask for advice on how to make ourselves undeniable and relevant in the community. How do we build a bigger community around of what we're doing? How are we going to increase our visibility? And he's like, okay, so what would that look like? It's like, well, I would go to like a Gary Vaynerchuk, who is one of the biggest media companies in this country, and see if I can get my foot in the door. And I would hire coaches that can help us completely to restructure what we're doing right now, because this continuous cycle of getting money and spending it right away, because that is the cycle that we created, is not sustainable in the long run. It is not sustainable in another economical downfall. So what else would I do? I would have all the smart people come into a room and completely restructure our business, from how we're advertising, what we're putting out there, how we're interacting with our communities. Where are they actually? Who are the people that are following the dancers? And I think there was one thing that I said, I would completely open up the curtain and have a live stream going on that people can actually see what I'm doing, what the company is doing, what their favorite dancer is doing at every single point. I want everybody to see our successes. I want them to see how we struggle. I want them to see how hard it is. And I want them to see what kind of conversations we have. And then it dawned on me, isn't that what I have been learning over the past 2 years is, or not only learning, but what I have been struggling, me personally, so much, is that I was always under the assumption, and I was always told that I should keep everything to myself and I should not be vulnerable, because we are here to portray an image of beauty and grace and perfection. And anything that is outside of these boxes just doesn't belong in what we should be talking about. And with that, it also makes the arts completely unrelatable to the people that are actually coming to have like an emotional connection with them. So what would it look like if we would actually be opening up our doors? What would it look like if we would start asking different questions? What would it look like if we were to move the arts into a more business-like model, so that the next reset in the economy will not be something that we're looking back at as, oh my gosh, this is how much we lost. This is how much we fought for our survival. Maybe we could look at it as, look what we actually created during this time. Look at how we were able to come up with something that will make us so much stronger on the other side. Oh, well, I guess, yeah, that's where my head is going. This is my questions that I'm asking and that I want to get out there and have you look at differently, because I see so much that, you know, we're seeing all the challenges and we're seeing the problems, and we're getting angry and frustrated and sad about them, because we're giving in. We're giving in, we're surrendering that we don't have the power to change it. But guess what? We're not taking it all the way yet. We haven't played it out all the way to the end. We haven't asked yet, what if, or what could it look like if we wanted it to look like this? What if directors and dancers would start asking, hey, what would a company look like with these kind of parameters? What would it look like if I would actually make 6 figures every year? What would it look like if I would have a 52-week contract? What would it look like if this company would be profitable? And believe me, there are companies out there that are running their organization on a profitable model. And this is not new. Like, it's possible. It's a matter of changing the approach, letting go of the fear and the old beliefs, and embracing the progress that we have made as humankind. So I would love to connect with you. If this resonates with you, please let me know. Share your biggest takeaway on Instagram or your favorite platform. Let me know what else you want to talk about when it comes to money and art, and where I'm standing and what I am actually planning on supporting the change that is so overdue in this community. I am sending you so much love. Thank you for listening. And don't forget, like, subscribe, and share this episode. Thank you so much for listening. If this message resonates with you, please pass it on to someone who needs to hear this right now. And if you like what you've heard, your feedback will go a very long way. If you just take 30 seconds and leave me a 5-star review, that would mean the world to me. Till next time, point at yourself to rise to all that you are capable of.